What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. Today we are going to be continuing on the Camaro, man, trying to make some big progress. I set a goal for today. I would like to get everything cleaned, like all the stuff that we've already sprayed like a long time ago, the stuff that I know has had plenty enough time to cure. I would like to get that stuff all cleaned up, get it all dust free and all the bird shit off of it and everything. Of course, as you guys know, we have to sand all of this, and while sanding, you know, I'm looking for imperfections, you know, little specks of dust or whatever we can sand out. Maybe I got a run here or there. No, really, I didn't get any runs for the most part anywhere, except for I did notice one right here. There's a little, it's not even a run, it's just a little sag right there. So I want to make sure to get that smoothened out, stuff like that, before we clear coat. Clear coating, of course, is going to be our final step, bro. Once we get all this stuff clear coated, we can actually start assembling the car, which is going to be a project all in itself, because we have to buy little things for everything. The window trim, molding, and it's just everything, you know what I'm saying? And plus, this has taken me so damn long to get this project done, that I gotta remember how everything goes back together, of course. Anyhow, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Today's objective is, like I said, to get everything cleaned up. I like to get as much of it ready for clear coat as I possibly can today, so tomorrow I can get up in the morning and just have a spray day, bro. I'm just gonna have a day just spraying as much of it as I can, get this stuff knocked out. So if you guys saw the video of the actual chassis, the Camaro, we went over everything with this 1500 grit Scotch-Brite pad. That's basically what it is I'm going to be doing. Just a little bit more. I'm probably going to, I got to find my wet sandpaper. Maybe even some 400 grit for some areas, like that paint sag over there, just to get things smooth and whatnot. I have a lot of work ahead of me, a lot of hours worth of work ahead of me. And like I always say, it doesn't make for great content, so enjoy the hyperlapse clips, and we're gonna get into it. Hey, a little tip. If any of you guys ever use this Velcro backed sandpaper, you know how much it sucks to try to use it by hand, because it just, you can't grip this. So the sand, you know what I'm saying? It just sucks. Boom, boom! You use a piece of Scotch-Brite and hold your sandpaper like that. It helps tremendously, let me tell you what. Not to mention, you have a Scotch-Brite with you at all times. You ever need it for some little areas, then you can use the Scotch-Brite and switch back and forth, and everybody's happy. Except for whoever the asshole is that put this freaking sag in the paint. Freaking douchebag. Oh yes, sanding out out that little sag that was right there, I broke through to primer. It happens, man, you know? It sucks, but it's something that happens. So, luckily this is not metallic. If it was metallic, it'd be more of a pain in the ass, but I need to obviously touch that spot up. I gotta let it freaking cure and then move forward, dude. That really sucks, but it's what happens. So I also want to show you guys over here, you gotta be careful, you know? Right on this corner, you see I nicked it enough to where we are through to the white primer. So yeah, while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and touch that corner up as well. So I'm just lightly fanning it with really high air pressure. I'm gonna let that set up a little bit, and I'm gonna do it again just so it's a little bit of a thicker layer. Shit happens, dude. It happens, and it sucks. It's a setback, but what can you do? You know, nobody's perfect. Even I make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes, believe me. Hey! I feel like it's been forever since I've actually talked to the camera. It kind of has. I've just been going hard trying to get all this stuff prepared, but I have enough things ready for clear coat. I think I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the idea is I'm going to do as little as possible at a time. So right now, I'm not going to clear coat the door right now. I'm going to clear coat a fender, and then I'm going to move this out. So I'm going to set it up inside of the garage so that as I clear coat things, I can carefully carry it to the garage and place them in there. I just don't want to get too overwhelmed in here. Like, I want to try to, basically I want all this stuff to come out really nice. So I'm going to try to focus on a piece at a time. You know what I'm saying? So do a coat, set a timer maybe for 5 to 8 minutes. Do the second coat, third coat. My plan is to do 3 coats on everything. I might end up doing 4. I don't know. I want to have a lot of material whenever we're done. So if I do need to come back and cut and buff this, I don't want to have to break through the damn clear coat. You know what I'm saying? Because that would suck. So anyhow, yeah, I'm basically ready. What I'm going to be using is this stuff right here. I bought this from Old School quite some time ago. They had a promotion going on at that time. So whenever you go to Old School, which if you don't live here in Arizona, it's a paint shop. They sell paint supplies, automotive supplies and stuff, of course. But whenever you go there, they always have like promotions for the week or whatever. And the week that I went, you know, a long time ago, I think this was like 80 bucks for the kit. So yeah, relatively cheap, and it's good quality. I've used this stuff before. I don't remember on what. I think this is what I clear coated khaki with. I can't remember for sure, but it's not bad stuff. I'm gonna be using my Supernova for the clear, and yeah, there ain't really much else to say other than we're gonna get into it. Of course, as always, I'm gonna wet the floor inside of the booth to help control the dust. I'm also going to wet the wall and the dirt behind my booth, behind the intake filters, because if I'm being honest, these intake filters have seen better days, and there's some areas, you know, there's some areas that the air ain't really passing through the filter anymore. But yeah, I'm gonna try to keep the dust down as much as I can, of course. That's why I'm gonna just do one piece at a time and try to control the air inside of here, you know, because if I have a lot of pieces using a spray gun, you're blasting compressed air a lot, and doing one piece at a time is going to help reduce that. So anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna get into it, bro. Just try to get as much done as I possibly can. Right whenever I'm about ready to talk to the camera, the compressor has to kick on. Anyhow, I'm not gonna wait for that thing. We are on to piece number 2. I got the other fender in the booth, or in the garage. Nice and safe. It's drying. It looks beautiful. I had to walk through the sun to get it over there, obviously, and oh my God, bro. Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this one out, and then we'll get that done, get it moved out, and then I don't know what I'm putting in next. Probably the hood. I'm afraid to do the bumper. Like, I don't know, because I had to touch up that little spot, which is right here. I had to touch that up yesterday, and I've let it kind of dry, and I sanded it lightly. I'm just afraid I'm afraid it's gonna react. If it reacts and it shrivels up, then I'm gonna have to redo the whole entire bumper. That's the process, man. Just doing a coat, and I'm setting a 5-minute timer on my phone. As soon as the 5 minutes goes off, then do another coat. I'm doing 5 minutes in between because it is a little bit on the warmer side outside right now. So if it was colder out, then I would probably leave a little bit more of a window for some for dry time. But anyhow, got both fenders inside of the garage now, where they're nice and safe. I opened the garage door just a hair, just to allow some ventilation, you know what I'm saying? But I unplugged the garage door opener, so nobody comes home and, you know? Anyhow, so I have a lot of pieces left I need to clear coat. Just unfortunately, I can't do them all yet. So the rear bumper, as you guys know, we just sprayed that a couple of days ago. The rear hatch, we can't paint yet, because we just did all this. The rear bumper, rear hatch, the rear wing, the gas door, and this door. Which one is this? This is passenger. So the passenger door we also can't do. So I do have the front bumper. I painted this a long time ago, but as you guys know, I just had to touch up a corner, which I don't trust it, man. Like, I don't want to go and put clear coat on it and the whole thing come out nice, and this spot right here just goes and crinkles up. You know, I ought to like spray a sample and then clear coat it after it kind of dries to the touch. Like when it dries to the touch, lightly sand it like we're doing, and then clear coat it without the paint fully curing. That compressor, bro, without the paint fully curing, so you guys can see what it does, bro. It just crinkles all up. But the only other thing really that I can do today is the hood and the driver door. So we have the driver door that we can clear coat, and we have the hood. Both things need to be hung. So that's the reason why I haven't clear coated this yet, because I can't just easily move it out. I've got it hanging in here. Not only would it be really hard to move if it was wet, I don't really have anywhere in my garage I'm capable of hanging it like that, you know? So I'm kind of saving the door for last. The hood, I would like to hang it. Well, I hung it up to spray it. I wouldn't mind laying it down flat, like laying it down to clear coat it. I would rather clear coat it hanging, because it's a lot harder to get dust in it if it's hanging up, you know what I'm saying? So, and the hood is a huge surface, so I would much rather hang the hood and clear coat it than to like set it on a horse or something. Because as the air is flowing in, it's flowing over, and there's any dust particles in the air, it can land in it a lot easier. If I hang it, I'm probably going to hang it facing this direction towards the front of the booth, so as the air is coming in, it's just going up around it. Less likely for dust to stick into it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my dilemma I'm faced with right now, is I'd like to paint the hood, but if I paint the hood, I have to hang it. And I'd like to paint the hood and the door today. So, I don't know. I'm probably going to have to paint the hood first and let it sit for a couple of hours maybe, till it's kind of dry to the touch. Then get it down, move it out, and then do the door. Or I could do them both at the same time. I know I'm trying not to do that, but I don't know. Let me figure out what it is I'm gonna do, bro. Next clip, we're gonna be clear coating something. So I want to mention really quick, whenever it is I can, I want to try to explain things to you guys. For those of you who are wanting to paint your own stuff and you're learning and you kind of rely on me for little tips and stuff. I'm on my second coat right now. I'm waiting for my 5-minute timer to count down. So on the third coat right now, you guys are going to see me when I start. So my first coat was side to side, horizontal. My second coat I did vertical. There's really no reason why. I just personal preference. Personal preference. Good Lord. It's all the paint fumes, man. Anyhow, my last coat, I'm gonna go back to horizontal on the third coat. I'm gonna get down on the ground. I'm actually gonna lay down there so that I can see my paint where it's going on wet. Now up here at this angle, I cannot see my wet line of paint, you know, because all the lights are above me. I don't have any lights that are really low to the ground. That's the reason why spray booths have a lot of lighting inside. You need to be able to find the reflection of the light so that you can actually see your wet coat of paint going down and you can see where to overlap. So on this third coat, I'm wanting to get a nice, really heavy, thick coat on there, you know? And if my overlapping is off, then it's going to create runs. It'll get too heavy, you know? Or if it's off in the opposite direction, I'll leave stripes. I don't want to do neither one of those. So what I'm gonna have to do is get really low down to the ground to where I can see my light at an angle. Do you see the light reflection on the paint? You gotta be able to see that as you're spraying. So that, I'm just giving you an explanation as to why in this next video clip, you're gonna see me laying down here on the ground. And to give you guys a pointer, you always want to find the reflection of light so you can see your paint as you're putting it down. So anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and bag this camera back up. It is time to go ahead and do our third coat. 2, 1, 0. What the hell? I turned the alarm on, it's not making no noise. Oh my God, that is wet, boy. That is wet, boy. That is wet, wet. Oh, Lord. Wow, dude. That is exciting. Holy crap, that is exciting. I'm surprised to say I have never painted red. Like, I mean, I painted red before working at the sign shop, but I don't think I've ever painted gloss red. Like, this is gonna be my first red vehicle I've ever painted. God, that's wild. All right, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta clear coat the door now, but I got this big old freaking fly traps in here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wait a little bit and let that kind of set up. And then if I allow it to get dry to the touch, then I can either move it out or move it back, one or the other. Whew, good Lord, that's wet, dude. All right, see ya. All right, we are fast forward to the next day. I got the hood moved out, which, bro, in the sun, oh my God, this thing just freaking blings, dude. It's like glass. I should save this for the end of the video, but good freaking Lord, man. So the fenders are still in the garage. I have them sitting in there. And of course, dude, there is, you know, little bits of dust in some things here and there. It's not terrible, believe me, it's not horrible. Whenever you bring it out in the sun, you can't see any of it. If I'm being honest, you can't see it at all, because all you see, because of how shiny it is, all you see is the reflection of everything around it. You know what I'm saying? But we are going to, once everything's clear coated, we're gonna get the car all assembled and everything, and then after I get it assembled, I'm gonna go around the car and wet sand and get out any of the little imperfections, you know, like dust and all the stuff that really stands out. So if you're doing this yourself and you get some little specks and stuff, or even orange peel, don't worry, man. It's just paint. Just make sure that you have enough material on there that after you're able to come back and, you know, wet sand. I'll probably end up doing 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, you know, and getting everything out and get it all nice and smooth like glass. But dude, once you get painting down, like the actual technique of doing it, you don't fear it as much, you know. I know for a lot of people who don't paint on a regular basis, the thought of painting or using a spray gun and things like that, it's intimidating, it's scary. But once you start using a spray gun, you realize doing things like spray painting stuff, it's harder to spray paint something than it is to actually use a gun, you know, because a gun is adjustable. You can adjust your air pressure, you can adjust how big your fan is, you can adjust how much paint is actually coming out, and then of course when you're mixing your paint, you're actually capable of adjusting how quick or how slow it dries, you know. It's so much more adjustability in what it is you're doing whenever you're using a spray gun versus using spray paint. And like I said, even if you got dust and a lot of orange peel or something in your paint, it's always fixable. Just make sure to put an extra layer of clear coat on there so you can come back and sand it smooth. It's as simple as that. But anyhow, moving on. I want to spray this door, but now since I have actually waited a whole nother day, you know, to move the hood out, I'm kind of thinking that this bumper should be ready for clear coat. I had to touch up that spot, as you guys know, but I think it's been dry long enough because it was just a quick coat. It's not like those other parts that we recently painted. Those are 3 really thick coats on there, you know, and I'm allowing a little bit more time for that to cure. This has been a couple of days. I think this should be fine. I think I want to try to go ahead and do the bumper. So I'm going to put the bumper in there now, clear coat it, and then we'll move it out and then finish off with this damn door. Don't you know? Shoot. Well, it's the last piece for today. There's still a lot more pieces, but the last piece for today, yeah. All right, well, it has been a really long journey trying to get to the end of painting this car. We do still have a lot left to do, but I can confidently say now that I'm starting to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, man. We probably have one more round of clear coating to go, and then I'll have everything clear coated, and then we could start on assembly of the car. I think I mentioned this earlier, but we're not going to do any wet sanding and buffing or anything until the car is all assembled. Now that is going to unleash its own problems. While assembling, I know I'm going to run into things like the door handles need to be painted, the hinges for the hood need to be painted. There's going to be a lot of little like fine details that we're gonna have to do, man. But I am glad to say that we are starting to get towards the end. I really shouldn't even say that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do smash the like button. Peace, and I will see you guys on the next one.
Crazy mother.